Okay, everybody, welcome to today's team call. We're going to start out with some shout outs. We're going to do something a little bit different and start our shout outs again because I love our shout outs. So if you have any shout outs, I want you to do that right now and do not feel shy.
I can give a shout out. I want to shout out Autumn and Teresa because yesterday on their call, they had more people than they ever have. It just keeps getting, their calls just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, which is a testament to how cool they are and what a cool idea it is. And also what's cool is that they have this, you can get like a $50 gift card each time you're on. So it motivates people to get on, and they're really super smart with that. And they just did a fantastic job yesterday, especially explaining Ease, Nerve, and Active, which I thought was super cool. And I even asked them for their notes because it was awesome. So I have to shout them out because that is just such a cool thing they're doing. And it's so cool that it's paying off. They're getting people on these calls, and it's really, really cool. So I wanted to shout them out.
Yay, I love that, Carly. And Autumn and Teresa, that is really incredible that you guys are sideline sisters and linking arms. Like that just shows you right there that you could link your arms with anybody and you can make magic happen. And I'm sad that I missed yesterday's live call, but way to go, Autumn and Teresa. And you guys, if I'm looking at two computers, I am. For some reason, I can't see who's on this call on this computer, but then I can't talk on the other computer. So here we are. Any other shout outs?
I want to shout out Carly because she is so good at always supporting me and helping when I'm struggling, but also just a good leader and support. So I appreciate her. And I also want to shout out Jess because I was having kind of a nervous breakdown about somebody quitting, and she was so good to help me and to just talk me off the ledge, I guess, a little bit. So yes. And Teresa, she's a great partner to be working with. So I'm glad that I get to be doing these calls with her.
Thank you, Autumn. And I know that Carly says thank you too. We just love you and you're an incredible leader. And if anyone needs to be talked off a ledge, I'm your girl. And if not, I'll send an ambulance to come get you at the bottom. But okay, any other shout outs?
I want to shout out, there's a new girl that you guys just saw in my team thread. I just posted about her, and she's been on the products for, oh man, I want to say like 2 years. And so her name's Felicia, and she has wanted to share the products for a while, but like, it's nervous. You guys know, it's like makes you nervous to like go out of your comfort zone and start sharing about something. So I just want to shout her out for just being brave enough to post. And she's like, I want to start like doing this more as a business. And I love that. And it's such a testament to me that people come around when they're ready. Like it just wasn't her timing before. Like she had to work on healing herself, and she struggled with Lyme disease. And so it's not like just a quick, easy thing. And sometimes it can be like discouraging when people don't want to share right away. But I love that like she's just been so consistent with her products, and that she's just like, now I'm ready. I'm ready to do this. So I want to shout her out because she took that first step and was so brave to post about that. So proud of her.
Thank you, Nicole. I'm excited for her to be on the team. Anybody else have any shout outs? I'm like watching your faces on 2 screens, you guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, we're going to get started on today's call, you guys. I'm really excited, and it's going to be all about the business today. And we're going to kick it off with Krista. Krista, is now a good time? I know that you're double dutying.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay, we're going to kick off with Krista, you guys, and I'm going to give her a little slight introduction. For those of you that don't know Krista and I have been RN, registered nurse power partners, for a really long time. We used to work opposite schedules where I would work 7 days in a row, and then she would take my 7 days off, and we would alternate shifts. So we never really got to hang outside outside of work because one of us was always working. We live about 2 miles away, and she eventually went into a different position. We work for the same company still. She works full time. You guys, she's working right now. She's going to take her lunch break to do this call. But she reached out to me probably 6 months, Krista, 6 months into doing your products. 8 months, 6 months. Yeah.
It was about 6 months.
Okay, around there. And she was like, okay, what are you doing? Because you obviously feel good. I feel good now, and you're helping people feel good. What do I need to do to help people feel good? And how do I make money doing it? And she like showed up to my house. We went into a couple-hour training, and then she's been just showing up ever since. And I want her to share her experience of why she joined this business, what she's doing to help build her business, and how she's been able to duplicate that. So Krista, take it away. I'm excited to hear from you.
Perfect. So yeah, Jessica, I watched her when she was struggling, and she just started getting better and better. And like Nicole was saying earlier, it's so much about timing. Like if Jessica would have come to me 2 years ago and said, hey, I have this really awesome business opportunity, and I have these great products, and I really think that you would love them. I think you'd be awesome at this. It would have been the very last thing. It probably would have put a strain on our relationship because my life was like imploding. We had COVID, we had lockdowns. My husband was going through a lot mentally. He has PTSD from being a vet in the war. And it was just really hard. And so for me, it is 100% about timing. I took 2021 as kind of like a makeup year for me. I was going to put myself forward and turn off my phone so it won't alert. I was going to start making myself a priority. I'd made a lot of other people a priority during that time, during the pandemic, during my husband's recovery, all of that. And so 2021, 2022 was going to be my years. I was turning 40 and I wanted to go into it feeling the best I could. And to me, that didn't involve Plexus or supplementation. And we know kind of my health journey. In fact, I laugh all the time because I had a urinary tract infection probably 2 years before I even started Plexus. And Jessica was like, I have these really great probiotics. You can Venmo me. And I was like, okay, great, no problem. And then I didn't do anything after that. I took the probiotics and that was it. And I did not know that was the opportunity. I didn't know that there was more to it. I didn't know really where it went. And Jessica was still kind of new at things and kind of learning how to approach people and all that. So, we're obviously all here because she has been very brave and sharing what she's doing. But when I started the products, it was always with the idea of like, I want to regain my health. I want to do prevention over prescription. I want to feel good myself. And really the key was hearing little snippets from her about money. And I have a really good nursing job. I make really good money. My husband has a good job. He makes good money. We are doing fine financially. I did not need it to pay for groceries. I didn't need it to pay for that. The thing that was the why for me was my husband and I went to Mexico last May for 10 days. It was kind of our like getaway, reconnect trip, everything. And I needed it. And during that time, we looked at each other and we were like, I do not want to wait until we are 65 or 70 years old to live this lifestyle. We needed to figure out what we could do now so that we could retire and enjoy life together still when we were in, 50, 55. So we're looking at like a 5 to 10 year plan of what we can do to supplement our income. And so coming back, those were the wheels that were turning in my mind. How can I make extra money? What can I be doing? Do I look at getting another nursing job? Do I look at, maybe we look at getting a fixer-upper for a property, things like that. And hearing Jessica, it was at a barbecue kind of thing. And she just made the comment, I made more with Plexus than I made with my nursing job. Now she could have come and told me like, I make this much money or I make that much money or whatever. Like it wouldn't have really connected with me until I heard her say, I made more money with Plexus than I made with nursing. And that for me was the thing that was like, this is a real business opportunity. Number one, this isn't just a side hustle. This could be a real business opportunity. Number two was when she started talking to me about her team and about how what she does is remote, I was like, this is something that I could continue to grow wherever we were, whether it was here or whether it was in Mexico where we plan to retire, wherever it was, I can take this team, I can take this business opportunity with me. And then the third thing was that she is in charge of her destiny. It doesn't matter whether her work gives her a 9% raise or a 30-cent raise, which by the way, she did get the last raise. You know, it didn't matter because she was making her own destiny. And that's really what appealed to me is I thought, you know what, this is not something that I will look at to replace my nursing job, but this is something that will allow me to create a team that I can do going forward to live a life that I want to create with my husband, a life of freedom, of time freedom, of financial abundance, of peace. Because let's be honest, there is a peace that comes with this job. Now, I mean, we've all been there. We all know that this job also makes you want to pull your hair out and cry a lot. But there is a peace that comes to it knowing that you are the one behind this, that you showing up, that you helping people, that you being genuinely you is what is going to attract people. And that we have that X factor, you know, we have the thing that people need in a world of chaos, in a world full of toxins, in a world full of prescriptions. We have Root Healing. We have a product and a company that just embraces their ambassadors and helps you to be successful. And so that was really the thing for me that connected and said, yes. So I really think it's important for everybody to find their why. I will say everybody's why is going to be connected financially somehow. I mean, this job is great. It's fantastic, but people don't want to work without a paycheck. But it doesn't necessarily have to be a financially driven, pay your bills, pay your groceries, pay your things. It could be something like looking at long-term. I know, for instance, like Linnea, when we were up at Bear Lake, her big financial why is the future as well. It's looking at retirement. It's looking at those things. And so it's bringing that forward. The other thing that I've kind of just really focused on with my team and with my business building aspect is that you have to talk to everybody like they're 5 years old about this job, about this opportunity. Because with Jessica, she was feeding into me, but when she would do her follow-ups to me, she would say things like, hey, how's it going? And I was like, oh, things are great, except for my kids, and life is crazy, and how are things? And then this and this with work. You know, it wasn't directed right to the business. It wasn't directed right to the products. And learning from her now, I can see how she shifted, and I can see how I shift, where if I talk to somebody when I enroll them, I'm very direct with them about, hey, this is this month's incentive. This is how you can make $400 this month. What could $400 do for you? What could $400 do for your family? I also talk a ton about the community because I feel like so many of us need the community. You know, the financial part is really great, but it's the community that keeps us going. It's the community that keeps people on the products, that keeps people going to the events, that keeps people engaged with you, because otherwise all of us have 100 other things that we could be doing on a Thursday afternoon right now. But looking at your faces and seeing your smiles and knowing that we are friends outside of Plexus, that we're a community of strong women who love and support each other, that is what so many people need. So, you know, when you look and you start approaching people from a business opportunity of, hey, I can help you pay for your products. I can help you feel great. I can help you bring in whatever extra income you want it to be, whether it's a 6-figure income or whether it's just a couple extra $100 a month. I can help you with that. And then on top of that, I have a whole community of women who will support you and love you and uplift you and want you to succeed. I'm going to tell you the first 6 months of my business was a struggle. Not because I wasn't being successful, but it was actually the opposite. I went senior gold really quick. Like within the first 2 months, I think it was, I was hitting senior gold. And that was a huge rush. And it was a huge confidence booster for me because I found something that I was good at and I was enjoying it. And I had all of these women cheering me on and going from there. But it was really hard for my husband. And he really struggled with losing who I was and who I was becoming. And he struggled knowing, wondering if I was going to ever outgrow him. And I mean, that sounds so silly, but he was my person. And then suddenly I had all these women that were encouraging me and these women that I was talking to on a regular basis. And he really worried about whether or not I would have time in my life for him. So being open and honest with him, talking with him about why I was doing it, how it was helping me with my confidence, how it was giving me a sense of Krista again. As women, we give so much, especially over the last few years. We have given, and we have given. We've homeschooled our babies. We look at them, we teach them, we potty train them, we give them so much. And then as teenagers, they still continue to take and take and take. We give to our husbands. And I really didn't find myself again until I started doing Plexus. And that for him was a little bit of a change, something that he had to get his mind around, where he had to realize that it was something that I personally needed. And I know that there are so many women out there and so many moms out there that can connect with that can connect with finding yourself and being able to do something for you that also benefits your family, benefits your future, benefits your friends, all of that. I really think that it comes down to being open, being really honest and upfront with them. I don't think I've had one person in the whole plastic experience that I approached business first with. And she was a single mom who needed it to pay for her daughter's wedding. It's Maya. And I did go into it right with, I have an opportunity for you to make some money here. The products are great. Most of us, I can safely say, I think started with the idea that we'll take these supplements, but I never want to do the business. And then fortunately for all of us, we all changed our minds and said, wait a minute, this is a crazy opportunity. We have an amazing product. We have an amazing business opportunity. Let's take them together. No Shame in the Cells game on Instagram always says that she approaches everybody with a business opportunity first, because then if they say, I'm not interested in the business, she can always say, well, that's fine. Now you can just try the products instead. That takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of balls to do that for somebody. But I think that as we continue to show up on our own social medias and in our own lives and with our own friendships, as I am a business-minded person that has this awesome opportunity and I love these products, those things can blend well and help bring other people towards everything. I also think that, my social media personally has grown so much more when I have partnered with my Sideline Sisters. So I applaud Autumn and Teresa so much so, because it does help to have somebody else to kind of lean on and to say, okay, I'm scared too, but let's do this. So again, encouraging everybody to do the gut health nights, to do, it doesn't even have to be a full month-long thing like Amanda and I did No Shame November. They're doing March Madness. It can just be even a St. Patrick's Day thing. It can be a spring fling, where it's a week-long thing, whatever it is, but find a battle buddy, find a running person with you and just do it. Step out of your comfort zone. And then know that if nothing happens, if you fall flat on your face, you still have a team of a whole bunch of women that love you and they'll pick you back up and they'll cheer you on while you're doing it. So you got nothing to lose. That is my 2 cents about how I have done this business and what I continue to do for my mindset and continue to go. We probably should have had this call last month when I was actually enrolled, because I haven't had any enrollments this month, but I know they'll come and it will come and it will be okay.
Thank you, Krista. You guys, everything she shared was amazing and she hit everything right on the head. And there's a secret that I want to tell all of you about Krista's success is I didn't do any of that. That was Krista building her own success by the tools that we offer to be successful. I will support anyone on my team and I will always cheer them on, but it's you that creates your own success. It's you that people trust. Everyone that orders through Krista, they trust Krista. They don't trust me. They don't even know me. So it's really cool to see, okay, Krista saying, okay, I want to do a business. What tools do I need to take from my upline leaders, my sideline leaders, the knowledge that I have here to build a business? And she did it so beautifully. And to see her rank so fast and to develop silver so fast and trust, that was all Krista. She is her own manager. I am my own manager. I show up how I want to show up. What I give is what I'm going to get. And I'm going to share 3 things before I pass the torch over to Carly about ways of how are you showing up in your business to be successful? Because this is one thing that Nicole and I have talked about several times. Oftentimes we get into this rut of, I would be more successful if my leader did this. I would be more successful if my leader showed up in this way. I would be more successful if da 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 da. Like you fill in the blank. That is not how this business works. You will be more successful if you show up in this way. You will be more successful if you lead this way or show up to a call in this way. And that is a thing that I had to swallow. And it was a really hard swallow. You know, those swallows that you're like, oh, it's stuck. I got to swallow again. Oh, I'm choking. I got to swallow again. I had to take accountability for how I was going to lead, how I was going to show up, how I was going to learn the back office, how I was going to learn the products. You guys, I have a bachelor's degree in nursing and Krista can vouch for me. Amanda's not on this call. Amanda, did we know anything, or Krista, did we know anything about Plexus as a registered nurse? Absolutely nothing. We learned about St. John's wort and nursing school and that is it. So coming into Plexus, I don't know what I know now because of everything Nicole has spoon fed me. I learned these things by listening to what is Plexus calls. So the first tip I want to give you, if you are learning about the products, I want you to share about the business, right? You do need to know about the products, but I will tell you our 15-star diamond, meaning she is holding 15 diamond legs. So she has 15 diamond legs underneath her. That is a huge team. She was talking to Nicole at convention last year and she's like, I don't even know anything about the products. And she's a 15-star diamond, you guys. But I want you to know that, like, to me, I feel it's important that you do know a little bit about the products. But to do that, how are you going to apply it? I can't spoon feed it to you. Knowledge can be powerful and I can share about it all day long. But knowledge for you is only powerful if you apply it to your own brain, right? So I was listening to Plexus calls. What is Plexus calls? We have hundreds of them that are recorded. I was getting on live calls so that even me could ask questions to our upline leaders at the time. It was Kimberly and Katie and Christy Jacks and Emily Gibson. I was asking those questions. I was taking notes. I have binders full of notes. I was going to Emily's Plexus notes and I would go research products. She has what's called Know Your Stuff, which is what we are trying to build in the Sparking Plexus Health Group that are like 8-minute videos about BioCleanse. And I would be doing the dishes and I would just repeat that BioCleanse video over and over and over again until I could repeat those 8 minutes. I was also volunteering to share about products at gut health events, which still to this day as an Emerald, I still get nervous. When I'm like, oh, I'm the one sharing about the pink drink, I'm gonna go open up my binder and I'm just gonna skim through my notes. What are you doing to apply the knowledge here? Rather than just listening to it, what are you doing to apply it? What are you doing to exercise it? What are you trying to help people understand it? And guess what? When you start to teach it, that's how you'll remember it. It's just like 5th grade math, you guys. I hate 5th grade math. My daughter brings home her homework and it's a new system that we did not do when I was a 5th grader. And I look at it and I'm like, why are they teaching you it that way? That's not how you teach it. But I've got to teach it the way that she needs to learn it so that she can pass her tests at school. So here I am watching YouTube videos, literally learning the knowledge, and then I'm applying it by teaching her how to do it, even though I hate it. I've never admitted that to her. But what are you doing in your own life to learn about the Plexus product so that you can apply it to your own downline, to your own team, to your own prospects? There are hundreds of YouTube videos, even in the back office, that Plexus offers that you can learn about the products. So I want you to utilize that. Number 2, so number 1 is like product learning. What are you doing to apply and learn the business? Are you getting on the 2 calls that we have a week to learn about how to work the back office, how to grow your business, how to show up, how to lead, how to share, how to use verbiage, how to apply verbiage. Those 2 calls are usually consistently the same days every week. This last week was kind of a weird thing that happened with school being out in Utah. And the summers, we're going to try to make sure that those calls are the same time, same day every week. But it is on Mondays at 11 Mountain Standard Time with Sparking Plexus Builders. So this is Kimberly Greening, so our closest upline diamond. This is her team. This is where you'll see all of your upline jewels on. So me, Nicole, Katie, Chris Aquin, Kimberly Petrowski, Kim Greening. You'll see all of us on this call. Try to schedule out your routine throughout the week to be on this call. I have always been told by Christy Jex, who is a very well-respected diamond, she said, the 4% of the people that show up on these calls are the 4% that make it to the top. So if you are not showing up to these calls, and I know that life is busy and sometimes you just cannot get on that call if you work during the day or if you have something prior that you have scheduled, listen to the recording. That is part of showing up. Listen to the recording later at that night or when you're working out the next day. Try to get on that call. And then we have this call on Thursdays, which we tried to span this call out to have mindset training and trainings twice a week. So this call is consistently at 1 p.m. every single Thursday, Mountain Standard Time. These are ways that you're going to learn your business. This is how Krista grew. I showed her the back office for maybe 40 minutes. And how did Krista learn the back office? She went and applied the knowledge that she has kind of learned from me, but it's about playing around with the back office. Go into the back office and just start clicking buttons. That's exactly how I learned it. In fact, is Nicole, okay, Nicole's on this call still. I probably know the back office better than she does. I'm laughing. I don't go to Nicole and say, hey, how do I do this? I go to the back office, I click Help Center, and I type in BioCleanse, or I type in iPad, or I type in Silver Bonus, and it just pops up. But believe me, I do sometimes reach out to Nicole and I say, hey, Nicole, have you seen this in the back office? Or have you helped me? Anytime I go ask a question in the jewel thread, which was with like 1,000 jewels, the first question that they ask is, have you checked the Help Center yet? That's how these diamonds have made it to the top, because they are utilizing the tools that are already in front of us to help us grow. So utilize the back office. It is supposed to be friendly. They are trying to make it a Chick-fil-A experience, and they're working on it, and it's working so beautifully with how much they've come in the time that I've been with Plexus. So those are the 2 tips that I have for product and business. The last tip I want to share is I want you to make sure that you are showing people that your business is open. So if you are putting people in the Sparking Plexus page, say you're inviting people, which there are many people on this team that are doing a killer job at this, because it's their upline jewels that have to accept people into the group. So for example, is Robin's on this call. Robin is a killer star at doing this. She invites so many people to this group, and it's either me or Nicole that goes in and accepts those people, because it will show Robin's inviting these people, and then it's me that says, oh, yep, I'm accepting all of these people. This is on purpose. This is not a mistake invite. And then Robin's also going in, and I'll see Robin tag in her friend, hey, this is great info. Hey, I think you'll relate to this story. Hey, read about the X Factor. She is showing that, yes, you can come into my taco shop, but come and try these awesome tacos. Let me tell you what my recommendations are. How often do we go into a restaurant, Cheesecake Factory, and see a 40-page menu? And you're flipping through the menu and you're like, well, it all looks good. It all sounds good. I'm just starving. Someone just feed me. What are you doing to feed the knowledge in this awesome menu that we have provided for you? And we're kind of going away with 3 days of Plexus as of right now on the Sparking downline leg. We are only strictly trying to plug people into Sparking Plexus Help into this large 60-page menu. And we're going to say, okay, these are the products that I think you can relate with. These are the products that I think your body is going to respond beautifully to. I know you're hungry for health. I'm going to help feed it to you. What are you doing to utilize the tool that we have put into place? Kimberly Greening has done such an amazing job to provide a safe place that people can go ask questions. This is a great place for questions. This is a great place to share your own testimonial. And right now we had that 2-day live group going. You've seen a lot of your Sideline Sisters go live. We're trying to get everybody an opportunity. So your turn is coming if you haven't done this yet, but to share your own health story to put into this group. And this is going to be there forever. So if a year from now, if Krista's inviting her neighbor in there, she can go, oh my gosh, go watch my story a year ago. Look how far I've come from even a year ago. And she can go tag her story. In the 3 days of Plexus, those videos were being deleted every month. And we want to keep this place a place of just growth and a one-stop shop. Who wants to go to 2 gas stations to find one thing, right? We want to just send that one person to one place where they know that they're going to come out with the answer. So I'm really excited about these tools that we're using. And if you could commit to anything, if you feel like your business is not growing, if you feel like you don't know the back office well enough, if you feel like you don't know what to do to share or to make a post or how to make a post or how to send verbiage, I challenge you from here until December 31st of this year to show up to every single call that we have from here on out. 2 calls a week. That's 2 hours a week. If you can't make it live, listen to the recording. How often do I watch a Netflix show a week? How often can I replace 2 hours of my Netflix show? Or maybe when I'm gardening, you guys, I'm starting a garden for the first time ever and I'm so excited. I can just plug my little AirPods in and I can listen to, my call live or recorded while I'm gardening. What can you do to prioritize and shift a few things so that you are learning not just with business or not with product knowledge, but your mindset? You've heard Christy Jeck say this before. 98% of this business is what? Mindset. This is the hardest business. I'm going to be honest. Autumn shared it so beautifully. She's like, I needed to be walked off a ledge. You guys, do you know how many times I've had to be walked off by a ledge? I think Nicole probably has a bungee cord connected to me now because she's like, oh, she's going for the ledge. Oh, I got to pull her back. Oh, I got to pull her back. It's normal to feel that way. There's nothing wrong with that. And I told Autumn this. Validate how you feel. Validate when it's hard. Validate when you feel like you need to jump. Because guess what? You have a whole team on the bottom of that ledge about to catch you. So if you need to jump, we're there for you. But in the meantime, I want you to pivot your mindset to what can I do here to develop a better mindset about the business? Because 98% of that is here. 2% is everything I just shared. That's 2%, you guys. 98% about this is mindset and believing in yourself, believing that you're a good leader, believing that people can trust in you, believing that you can provide the tools to be duplicatable. Because if you feel like it's overwhelming to grow a team by individually training each and every person, that's not what this is about. I want to help train people to make it duplicatable. And that's why we have these awesome systems. I don't know if you guys saw the reel I just posted from Plexus this morning, but I am so proud to partner with a company that is out to solve child hunger in this world. That's providing meals to solve hunger in this world. It's a pandemic. And I think, man, I love this company so much, the meaning behind it. And the meaning behind that as well, because I've met the CEO, is I will never make a decision without knowing that it's going to benefit my ambassadors. And we are those ambassadors. I will stand by a man and a woman and the team behind Plexus who shares that same core value of I will never do something in my own business that won't affect or benefit you guys in such a positive way. And that's why Nicole and I are always striving to make these calls better, to make the trainings better, to make the tools that you guys can use, all you want for free, to better your business. So that's all I have today are my tips and tricks. I'm going to turn the time over to Carly, and then she will turn the time over to Nicole to wrap it up.
Hey, okay. Thank you so much. I freaking love what has been shared so far. Just so fun. So awesome. So motivating, everything awesome. And I am super excited because I have asked Michelle to share a little bit about kind of what got her onto Plexus, what she's seen since then. And Michelle is my level 2. She's under Joanne. And I have not met her in person, but I have been insanely impressed with how driven and motivated she is with sharing these products. She just went right for it. She's sharing on social media, but she's also doing some really cool things. Like she's going to be part of a small business market. Like it's kind of like an expo. And she's got pamphlets together. She's asking me for product sheets. Like she knows exactly what Plexus offers and she's willing to offer it to other people. And I have been so freaking impressed and learning from her. And so I am super excited just to hear a little bit about kind of, again, why she started Plexus, how she heard about through Joanne, and what she's been doing about sharing. So Michelle, will you go ahead and share for us?
Hey, everyone. Um, so yeah, so I'm not gonna lie, I saw the pink drink on TikTok, so I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wonder what that's all about. And then I was like, oh, that's probably only available in the States because I'm from Canada. And yeah, and then one day I just saw Joannie, promoting it on her personal Facebook page. So of course I messaged her right away. And I'm like, hey, tell me about this drink. And so she did. And then we talked about my things that I would like to have help with or need help with. And so, of course, for me, like weight and inflammation is a big issue. So I'm new to the products. I've only been taking them for 6 weeks, but I can definitely see how my cravings for sugar have pretty much depleted. Caffeine, I really drink 1 cup of coffee a day now. That's down from a 4 to 5 cup person. So I have my 1 coffee in the morning, and I bring another coffee to work and I have 2 sips and I dump it out. I just don't want it. The few times we've had dinner out, I order a pop and I just dump it out too. It's like my body is just saying you don't need this stuff. So that's really impressive to me. Yeah. And so as much as this is my journey with Plexus, I believe that it can help other people. And so, yeah, I do have a small business fair I'm doing this weekend. I also have another side hustle. So I already had a table for that there. And so I just messaged the people and I was like, can I get another table? I want to, have a booth for Plexus there. I want to share the products. I want to share the, what it can do for people, how it can help them in their health. So yeah, so I have my son coming with me and he'll run my other booth so I can focus on my Plexus booth. And we're going to go from there. I want to work this as a business. I see this as a great opportunity. I only know one other person at this point who is enrolled to sell in our area, and she lives like an hour and a half away. So yeah, I think it's for me. And then because I'm new in my journey, anybody who does, jump on board and get the products, we're going to take our journeys together. So I think that'll be really helpful to me to see how other people are changing at the same time I'm changing. So yeah, that's me.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And it was so fun to hear from you and see your face. Like I said, we haven't met in person before. And I hope you can all see just how cool that is, that Michelle makes it so simple and natural. I even wrote that down. She said, as much as this is my journey, I believe it can help other people. Like, how true is that? And how simple is that? But we overcomplicate it because we're worried about what people might think, or that will be pushy, or that will be quote unquote salesy. But I love how Michelle, and even when she first started, like she's just started 6 weeks ago, and yet she still is like, we can grow together, which is exactly what we try and teach people. Yeah, can you put that? Sorry. Which is exactly what we teach people, because you can do it together. And how much more fun is that, Michelle, to like do that with other people? It's so fun.
Exactly. Yeah. And even my husband, he's like, oh, they sell greens. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, he's all about the greens. So, he was actually my first recruit and we signed him up to sell. And I'm like, hey man, if this works, you can promote it, because he works in camp. So, there's always the people there that could use a little additional health in their life. So, yeah. So
that's awesome. Well, and Michelle has 2 more people that she's talking to that she can go fast start silver. So it proves that you put your mind on this and you can do it. And she's awesome. So thank you so much, Michelle, for sharing. I really appreciate that.
You're
That was
welcome.
super awesome. So I want to piggyback off of what Michelle's talking about, and Jess and Krista, which is that I love how Jess was talking about mindset, because it really is about mindset. It's about understanding that you can do this, understanding your why you want to do this, and continuing to find ways to motivate yourself and find ways like getting on these calls to get your mindset in the right place. And I wanted to share this quote. I was shared this with Jessica and Nicole, and it says, you have to follow this. I'll type it in the comments. In the comments too. It says, it has been said that one might not always look where he is going, but I'll change it to she, but she will always go where she is looking. And I loved that quote. She will always go where she is looking. And after I heard that, I typed it in my notes section. I thought that is just super awesome. And there's some things I wanted to talk about really quick regarding that and our Plexus business and how it can relate. So where are you looking? Like, where are you looking in your business? Jess just talked about work like your next rank, and that's super important. And I loved her tips. And one of the things that she shared is that, you know, we're not going to have to rely on our sponsor all the time. And we are in charge of our growth. And I love how she even said, like, literally, you're looking on the virtual office, the back office, and learning about that. You're looking into the products. You're looking in the right direction of where you want to go. And you're not passively just letting things happen, because sometimes they won't happen. But if you take control and you're looking forward to where you want to go, that's where you will go. And ask yourself, I have a couple questions I want you to ask yourself. Think about these. So, what are you believing about yourself? What is it you're believing about yourself? Are you believing that you're good where you are? Are you believing that you could never get here, wherever that here is for you? Are you holding yourself back because of that? Because I truly think you are. If you're not looking in the right spot, that's not where you're going to be going. I know a lot of us talk about comparing ourselves to other people in this business, whether it's Sideline Sisters or Upline. We sometimes look too much non-productively at other people. There is a productiveness to looking at other people to emulate what they are doing that's working, but there's a non-productive way to do that. And that's when we compare ourselves in this negative mindset of, I will never be able to do that, or I don't work my business like that, or she just has this and I don't have that. We all have these things in our mind and they completely just shut us down. We're not looking in the right places, and we're not going to go where we want to go because we're not looking there, right? We're holding ourselves back by our mind frame being in the wrong place. And that's what holds a lot of us back. I know that I did that for 9 months when I first started this business. I just didn't think it was me. I didn't think it was my personality. I didn't think, you know, I did the same thing where I looked at Jess and I'm like, oh, I can't do that. She's got this personality and she's way more fun than I am. And she's way more personable. And I'm just kind of a hermit. And I don't really like to talk to people. And I had all these thoughts in my mind, and guess what? I didn't grow. I wasn't looking forward to where I wanted to go. I was holding myself back in that. And I want all of us to really look in the correct spot of where we need to go. And that's where we will go. I had this analogy I was thinking about when I heard this quote. I'm from Oregon, and one of my favorite things to do is go to the beach, and they have the most amazing trails on the beach. It's incredible. You're covered in these big, huge pine trees. It smells so fresh. You always take these, I get emotional. Sorry, I haven't been there in a long time. You take these paths out to the ocean, and it's incredible. Like, the view is incredible. I don't know, I'm so much about it. I want you to think about being on a path, any path that is good for you, whether it's on some tropical ocean or whether it's in the mountains or desert, wherever it is. But if you think about this path, and I was thinking about this today, is like, if I have a destination and I'm not looking there, I'm not going to get there. So think about if I'm on this path and let's say I'm like closing my eyes. It's almost impossible to walk in a straight line or walk to where you're going if you're closing your eyes. Or think about if you're like looking backwards, you might bump into something and it might stop you from where you're trying to go. You always need to be looking forward. And even when you're doing that, when you're looking at where you want to go, even if there is something in front of you, you're prepared for it, right? You know how to get around it. It's coming. You can see it coming and you know it's going to happen. And so you can figure out the best way around it, or the best way over it, or the best way through it, or whatever you need to do. And I have this example, and I didn't ask this person, so I'm not going to say their names, but I have somebody on my team who was excited about this share and just got the information that they are going to quit the products altogether. And I was thinking about that on this path of thinking, okay, what if that person was the person walking by you on this path, and you really wanted to link arms with them, and you really thought this was the builder, and you're so excited, and they just quit. They just give up. What are you going to do? I mean, realistically, does that mean okay, I guess I'll just quit, right? I'm just going to stop on this path and give up. No, that's not what we do, right? And it might be hard. You might think, okay, now I have to do this path alone, or I have to take all this time or catch up to somebody to try and get with them. But the point is, again, if you're looking to where you want to go on this path, you can keep going and you will get to that point. It says again, he will always go where he is looking. And I just think that's really cool. I wanted to share that. And as we move, Jessica, I loved how she was talking about those couple tips. And the point of how you get there, right? I was looking up these 10, sorry, my phone is going crazy all of a sudden. I was looking up motivating factors because for our sake, we need to motivate ourselves and we also need to motivate other people. This is a people business. We need to motivate people to help them learn how to just start the products. We need to motivate people to keep taking the products. We need to motivate people to share about the products. Like it's a very motivational type movement that we have in this business. So it was interesting because I was looking up just how to motivate people, right? Like how to do that, how to motivate ourselves, how to motivate our sharers. And they came up with these top 10 factors that motivate people. And all of them, I feel like are available and we have in this Plexus business. It's incredible. So I want to read these really fast. So the first one is, this is how you motivate people. So you appreciation or recognition for a job well done. We did that on this call, right? Like it's just natural. We shout people out. We do that on the team thread. We love on people. We're excited for people. We build people up. That's what this business is about, which is amazing. The second thing is being in the know about company matters. Like Jessica said, our CEO is amazing. They won't do anything without it benefiting us. We get emails all the time. You can look on your back office. The CEOs are very personable. When you go on trips, you can talk to them. It's not like some high up company person who you can't be part of. That's an incredible motivating factor for somebody to either be part of this business or for you as yourself to really think, this is freaking cool. Like I get to be part of this. Number 3 is understanding attitude from management. Again, how cool that Jessica even said our CEO literally won't do anything without it being great for us. They're not trying to get rich on themselves. They are super happy. In fact, the old CEO wanted to hand this business over to somebody else so he can help us thrive more. That's how cool that is. The 4th thing is job security. Hello, everybody needs these products. Like we are not getting any better with food. Our food's not getting any better, right? Everyone's health. I don't know how many people are starting to get autoimmune conditions, allergies, busy world. We all need Plexus. Everyone needs Plexus. That's not going away. So that's amazing. 5 is good wages. Heck yes, we get paid well for this. So many opportunities. 6 is interesting work. This is a people business. And how cool is it that we get to really help people and we get to learn about them and we get to connect with them? That's interesting, right? We all want to be connected with people. We need this social environment. And that's what Plexus offers. Number 7 is a career advancement opportunities. 1,000,000%. You can advance, you can get, how many did you say? Jess said like a 10-leg diamond or whatever. Like the sky is the limit. You can go as high as you want to go. There's no cap for you. Number 8 is loyalty for management. So true for us to hear in Plexus. Number 9, good working conditions. 100%. These are like the best women in the world. And number 10 is tactful discipline, which I thought was super interesting because I'm like, that's what we learn on these calls, right? We learn how to become better in a very motivating and wonderful way. It's not like somebody's telling us you suck at this or you're doing this wrong. It's a very tactful way to say, hey, let's do this going. Let's move forward and do this. And I think what's really cool is as we move forward in our business, as we move forward for ourselves, knowing what motivates people can help you reach out to people and figure out their why, what motivates them to grow your own business. And you yourself, as you look forward to where you want to go, pick out one of these and think to yourself, this is what motivates me. These are some things that motivate me. And I can keep that in my mind to keep my mindset in the right place of going forward so that when I get any setbacks, I can go back to my why. I can look forward to where I'm going and know I'm going to get there. If I just keep looking forward, keep my mindset in the right place, keep these motivating factors, and keep asking people to share with me and grow in this business together. And that will really help as we grow. And I just wanted to say that, and I really appreciate Michelle sharing as well. And now Nicole, go ahead and take it over.
Oh, thank you, Carly. I love the quote that you shared, and it reminded me of something that I recently saw. I think his name's like Simon, or I don't remember his account, but he shared this thing about how they actually specifically will never tell like a pilot what not to hit. So they won't be like, don't hit that rock, because they found that they almost always hit the rock. And why is that? Because they turn and they're looking at it, right? And so they realize when they're training people in dangerous career paths that you can't tell them what not to do. You have to tell them what to look for. And so I love when you say like, you'll always go where you're looking, right? It's kind of that. So it's like, if your mind is telling you what you're not good at, what are you going to do? You're going to do what you're not good at, right? If your brain is telling you that you can't do this, what are you going to do? You're going to quit. Like your brain will take you where you're looking at. And so we all have times when we get down on ourselves about our business and it's not doing exactly what we want. But I have found that faith plays a massive role in this. Like I credit my success to God, because I know that a huge reason why I'm where I'm at is because of faith. Now, I also believe that faith without works is dead. I believe that if we don't take action, if we can lay around in our bed all day and we can pray like, Lord, help me be a diamond. And if we're not taking action, we won't get there, right? We have to take action in our life. But I truthfully believe that it takes a tremendous amount of faith to believe in yourself and to believe that you can do something that not very many people do, and that the right people will come into your life. Like you have to have faith. And I've been listening to a lot of podcasts lately, because oftentimes, as a leader, I think we just put so much pressure on ourselves. Like we're like, well, if people aren't ranking up and if they're not advancing and if they're not growing, then it's my fault. And I think as leaders, it's easy to do that, right? To be like, what could I do better? What could I do different? And I was thinking this week, because I know there's been a lot of people that have been new to the team, or people that have been on the team for a while that have gotten discouraged, that have felt like they're not going where they want to go. And me and Jess always rack our brains and we're like, what could we teach differently? And like the number one thing that comes to my mind when I think about that is this business is far more simple than you're making it. Like a lot of times we're like, it's so hard and I can't do this. And it's so much more simple than you're making it. If you are posting consistently and showing up consistently and talking to people consistently and loving people and following with people, you will grow. It's simple, you guys. Like I'm always like, what could I teach differently? But it's the same things. It's the same. It's use Sparking Plexus Health, tag people, post about it, love on people, do events. Like it is the same things. And so if you're not growing, are you taking enough action? Ask yourself that. Am I taking enough action to grow? Am I focused? Like Carly said, am I looking at where I want to go? Have I written down my goal? And am I working towards that? Not just praying, not just having faith that it'll happen, but am I actually working towards that goal? And so one thing that's just keeps popping up in my head, because you guys, I do personal development every single day. I do not miss a day, or I become negative. Ask my husband. He was telling me the other day, he's like, you're a really negative person, which is funny because I feel like most people think I'm positive, but I'm like, how am I negative? I'm like, oh, because I'm human, because human nature is to look for what's going wrong so that we stay safe, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to get eaten by a tiger. Like I'm going to look for that. But then our focus shifts and that's all we see is we just see the negative. We forget to do the things that will actually move the needle in our business. And so, I always say this is a personal development plan attached to a compensation plan. As you develop yourself, you will grow. And so I've been thinking about ways like, how can I support my people more? How can I help them grow more? And it just keeps popping into my head, do a book club. And I remember when me and Jess first got started, Christy Jex did this book club and we were kind of like, this is such a waste of our time. Like we kind of had like a bad attitude about it. And we're like, why do we have to do this? Just tell me what to do and I'll go do it. But it's like, you're not going to go do what you need to do to grow if your head is in the gutter and you're looking at the wrong path, right? And so I want to start a book club, and me and Jess talked about this briefly, so hopefully she's still on board with this, but she was like, well, when could we do it? Because like, we don't want to add one more thing to your plate. You know, we know that time is valuable. And so we were thinking about just doing it for the first 20 to 30 minutes on this Thursday call. And we'll just do this for a few months. Maybe we'll just do it for one book and we'll see how you guys like it. But that way, what we will do is we will all read one chapter a week, which is simple. You can listen to it. Oftentimes I will listen to the chapter. And then I will just take notes on my phone. So if you don't want to buy the book, like I use Audible and I get free credits for Audible, I think through our Amazon account. So if you don't know how to do that, go Google, how do I get Audible? I don't know how to tell you how to do it. I'll be honest. My husband did it, but you can link your Amazon, I think, to Audible and you get free credits the more money you spend. And so I never pay for my books. I just get them free on Audible and I listen to them. And then when when I'm listening to it and there's just something just like so empowering or powerful that I hear, then I just put it in the notes on my phone. And so I'm going to pick 2 of you probably each week to share for about 15 minutes for the first half of the call about what you learned or your takeaways from that chapter. Because have you guys ever like spoken in church or like led a call or something? And it's like, you're like, I don't think anybody else got anything from that, but I did. Like you learn, like Autumn, do you not feel like you're learning so much about the products by teaching on calls? Like I learned this because I stepped out of my comfort zone and I started teaching when I felt very inadequate and I felt like I had nothing to give. Like I was like, I don't know anything. I'm not special. I'm a nobody. I'm just a stay-at-home mom. Like I'm not a diamond. Like I started learning and growing because I was putting myself in those situations. And so I really want to encourage you guys to do this, to step up. Like when we ask you, hey, will you take a chapter this week? Or if you want to go this week, reach out to me and say, I'll take the first chapter, because you will grow more as you teach it. And so the book that I really feel on my heart that we should do is The Power of One More. I don't know if any of you guys started that book. I've talked about it a lot. Drop a 1 in the comments if you've read it. Actually, I'm curious if anyone's read it. Jess said she has. Okay, I don't know if a lot of other people have. So you can either go buy it on Amazon and you can like mark it up in your book with your little highlighter that I have here, this pink highlighter. You know it's going to be pink if it's me, right? So you can either mark it up or you can just listen to it on a free app or maybe pay a few dollars on an app and you can take notes on your phone. You don't have to manually have the book. But I want you guys to focus on reading just chapter 1 this week. And then next Thursday, we will have 2 of you share for 15 minutes each about your takeaways. Does that sound good? And then the last 30 minutes, me and Jess can share things or do trainings or have other people share whatever we do. But I hope that you will utilize this and know that I once thought it was silly. I once thought silly book club, it doesn't do anything. So if you're thinking it's silly, I know, I get it, but I hope that you'll take advantage of this opportunity to step up and be seen as a leader as you step up and teach about what you're learning. So I know Joni had her hand raised before and she didn't get a chance to go. So did you have something you want to share before we close out the call? I can't hear you. You're still muted.
I just wanted to share something so simple that I did with my Instagram. I took it off of private and opened it up to public, and all of a sudden I have people following me. So I don't know if any of you moms out there might have yours on private too. I've had mine on private, but now my kids are grown. I changed it to public and I'm excited about getting some followers. That's all.
Oh, I love that. And people aren't going to see your page if you have it private. So then they're not going to know whether they want to follow you. So I love that you opened it up. And now you can start posting more about plexus and gut health. And another thing that, one thing that I've done, like, you know how we're talking about where you focus, you go. I just focused on my diamond upline or my jewel upline. And I was like, what are they doing? Just 1 second. We're almost done. I would watch them like meticulously. I'm talking just a minute.
I'll do a movie on your phone.
Okay. I'm almost done. And so I would just copy and emulate what they were doing until I found my own voice and my own way. And so like, if you notice, like like, how does Jess post? How do I post? How do people that you're in your upline post? And which ones are getting, like, is your upline posting a certain way and maybe not getting a result? Like, what is she doing that's different than someone maybe that is posting more? And like, one of the things that I've noticed for me, that I noticed that my upline did, was they actually didn't talk that much about the actual product. They talked more just about generalized gut health and nutrition. Like Brooke Hemingway, she never makes a post specifically about a product. She just more talks about what are the benefits of collagen? What is the benefit of this? Like, she would talk and educate people. And then in her stories, she would be more specific about the products. And I feel like as I've done that, I have had more people reach out and want to join me. So I still do talk about Plexus things. I find that that works. Like, if you've noticed my page, like, I'll be talking about gut health, but none of it ever says anything about ProBio 5 or what supplement I'm doing. But then they go to my stories and then they see me talking about it and they're like, oh, hey, she knows what she's talking about. Maybe I'll try that. You know what I mean? So notice, like, what is your upline doing? And I do want to be like cautious about this, because I do feel like diamonds run their business differently than we do now. I actually have found like they talk less about it now than they used to, because they've already like kind of hit diamond, and I don't know, they can just pull enrollments out of nowhere, I feel like. But like the people that are still rapidly trying to grow, what are they doing? So use that as an example. And I love that. Yeah, I love that Joni was like, yeah, I'm going to make this open and start posting more so people can see and learn and you can educate them. So another thing, like I know Jess does a lot. I'm almost done. Like, she'll post about stuff other doctors like post about. She's not even making up her own content, but people know that she knows what she's doing and that she's doing research. Okay, you guys, we're done.
He's irresistible.
He is so naughty. He was quiet the entire time you guys all talked. And then I
He was good.
and he wants to be part of it. So he's
Hi.
all right. Well, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Go get The Power of One More and start reading it, and join us back here. And I will reach out to a couple of you guys about,
Is this it?
yes, that's
Okay.
it. It is so good. I love it. Okay. We'll focus on that book the next month or so, or however long it takes us to get through it, I guess, a couple months, and then we'll go from there. Thanks, ladies. Have a good day.